Will Smith with a Nigerian accent. Alright. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today, we're going to be talking about the film Concussion. This is a film about concussions in the NFL and the research of a man named Bennet Omalu who discovered a disease called CTE. This is basically repetitive head trauma, basically chokes the brain and causes mental disorders. And so this is basically the story about him discovering this and then trying to convince the NFL that it exists and that their players are being affected by it and dying from it. And so that's the story of this film. Will Smith plays Bennet Omalu, the researcher who discovered this thing, and he does a very nice job in his performance. This isn't a role that you typically see him in. He's usually more in like these action-y roles or these really high-intense dramas, but he still plays an American with an American accent. You see his normal voice. He has an accent throughout this whole film, and I thought that he delivered his performance very, very well. There's a reason why he is getting a Golden Globe for this film. I think there's also a reason why the film itself wasn't nominated for Best Picture. It can be a bit slow at times, particularly when he is dealing with his relationship with a woman. It just came off as just not really necessary to the general plot of the movie. I get that they want to put it in there to kind of humanize him or make him more relatable, that type of stuff, but it just didn't really seem necessary to me. And then they try to intertwine like religion and faith-based stuff into his character, which I'm sure is part of the actual guy's character and everything, but for a film which is dealing with a particular subject, it didn't really seem like it needed to be as much of a focus for the film as it was at some points. I loved how they showed the NFL as basically this juggernaut. They point out that the church once owned Sunday as their day of the week. Now the NFL owns it, and they have 20 million viewers who will commit to that day. And it really is a great representation for how massive the NFL has become as an organization and how very, very difficult it is to touch this organization. Because in the second half of the movie, when Will Smith is trying to defend his research, you can consistently see the NFL try to back this guy down and just act like there's no connection between concussions and repetitive head trauma and these mental disorders and these guys, these retired NFL players who are essentially killing themselves and mutilating their bodies as a result of these mental disorders. And it's just a really interesting way to look at the NFL as opposed to just kind of the general perspective of it today. Probably my favorite part of the movie, though, was the first hour, in which we see Will Smith's character trying to discover this disease. He has no idea what he's looking for, and you just see through trial and error him discover this illness. And it's easily my favorite part of the movie because it was the most focused part of the film, because it focused on him discovering this illness and nothing else, and it worked the best, I thought. And as this is a biopic, I love it when they show what happened to these people after the events of this movie. It does that, and it also shows some facts about the NFL and kind of what ended up happening with CTE and head trauma and eventually players suing the NFL as a result of this. So that's my thoughts on Concussion. I definitely enjoyed it as a film. I thought it had some problems with the pacing and everything, but overall I did enjoy it for what it was. And I thought that Will Smith did a phenomenal job. So those are my thoughts on Concussion. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like the film as much as I did? Did you hate it more than that? Let me know. Like, for a comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. As always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.